Chimpanzees, animals that use tools to crack nuts. Chimpanzees, pantroglodytes, our closest living relatives, share about 98% of our DNA and demonstrate remarkable intelligence that mirrors human behavior in many ways. One of the most striking examples of their ingenuity is their ability to use tools to crack nuts, a behavior that highlights their advanced problem-solving skills, cultural traditions, and adaptability. The nut-cracking behavior chimpanzees living in certain parts of Africa, particularly in West Africa, have been observed using stones and sticks to crack open hard-shelled nuts like oil palm nuts, kula nuts, and panda nuts. These nuts are a nutritious but challenging food source, requiring significant effort to access their contents. Unlike most animals that might give up on such a tough task, chimpanzees have developed a systematic approach to get to the edible kernel inside. The tools of the trade chimpanzees use a combination of tools for nut cracking, primarily hammerstones. Chimpanzees select hard, heavy stones to use as hammers. The weight and size of the hammerstone are crucial. A heavier stone generates more force but requires more effort to lift, while a lighter one is easier to handle but less effective. Anvils. They place the nuts on a flat, sturdy surface known as an anvil. These are often larger stones, tree roots, or other solid, immovable surfaces. The stability of the anvil ensures that the nut remains in place during the process. Sticks. In some cases, chimpanzees use sticks as wedges to hold the nut steady or to further pry open the shell after the initial cracking. The technique. Nut cracking involves a sequence of actions that require precision, strength, and patience. Selection. The chimpanzee carefully selects the right tools. They test different stones and anvils to find the most suitable ones for the job. Positioning. The nut is positioned securely on the anvil to prevent it from slipping or rolling away. Cracking. Using the hammerstone, the chimpanzee strikes the nut with carefully measured force. Too much force might smash the nut completely, while too little won't crack the shell. Extracting the kernel. Once the shell is cracked, the chimpanzee removes the pieces of shell and extracts the kernel, enjoying the nutritious reward. Learning the skill nut cracking is not an innate behavior. It is a learned skill passed down through generations. Young chimpanzees observe adults, particularly their mothers, and practice the behavior over time. This learning process can take years, as it requires developing motor skills, understanding the right tools to use, and mastering the correct amount of force to apply. Studies have shown that juvenile chimpanzees often struggle with the task, using excessive or insufficient force, or failing to select appropriate tools. With time and practice, however, they refine their technique and become proficient nutcrackers. Chimpanzee cultures. The use of tools to crack nuts is not universal among all chimpanzee populations. It is primarily observed in West Africa, particularly in countries like Guinea, Côte d'Ivoire, and Liberia. This variation is evidence of cultural differences among chimpanzee groups. While some populations excel in nut cracking, others might rely on different food sources and exhibit unique tool-using behaviors, such as fishing for termites with sticks or using leaves as sponges to drink water. Why crack nuts? Nut cracking is a highly rewarding behavior. Nuts are rich in calories, fats, and essential nutrients, making them an excellent food source for chimpanzees. However, accessing these nutrients requires a combination of intelligence, strength, and patience, which only a few animals like chimpanzees have demonstrated. By using tools, chimpanzees expand their diet and adapt to seasonal food shortages. This ability to exploit tough-to-access resources gives them a survival advantage in their environment. Scientific significance. The nut-cracking behavior of chimpanzees has fascinated scientists for decades. It challenges the long-held notion that tool use is a uniquely human trait and provides insights into the evolution of intelligence and problem-solving skills. Key takeaways from studying chimpanzee nut-cracking include cognition. Nut-cracking demonstrates forward planning, as chimpanzees must select appropriate tools and carry them to nut-cracking sites. Cultural transmission. The behavior is not instinctive but learned, indicating the presence of culture among chimpanzees. Evolutionary links. Tool use among chimpanzees provides clues about the behaviors of early humans, who likely used similar techniques to access food. Challenges and risks. Nut-cracking, while beneficial, is not without risks. Chimpanzees can injure themselves by smashing their fingers or face while striking nuts. Additionally, the behavior requires a significant time investment, as it can take dozens of strikes to crack a single nut. Conservation concerns. Chimpanzees are endangered due to habitat loss, hunting, and disease. As forests are cleared for agriculture or logging, nut-bearing trees and the stones used for tools become scarce, threatening the survival of chimpanzees that rely on nut-cracking as a key feeding behavior. Protecting chimpanzee habitats is crucial not only for their survival, but also for preserving the rich cultural behaviors, like nut-cracking, that make them unique.